Hello, 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 and welcome back to the channel. This is Deanna Marie, and you're watching Handmade by Deanna Marie. How have y'all been doing? Hope life has been treating you well. So, look, I just got some new Let's Resin dark colored UV resin, and so I thought we would make some jewelry. How about that? So, let me get everything put together and I'm going to pull the colors out so you guys can see them, so you'll get an idea of what colors are available. Now on the top of the box, you'll see the different colors that are included. And so it looks like they come with their little spouts. And here are our colors. So the name of the color is here. So it's 20 grams in each bottle. So let me decide what it is we're going to do, and I'll open those bottles. How about that? All right. So in the box, of course, you have the user manual. It's always good to use that or read through that if you are not familiar with the products that you're using. So I definitely suggest that you do that. All right. And it comes with all of the spouts for each one. So I wanted to share with you the colors. So let's start here with the top. We have red and royal blue. We have dark cyan, and that is yellow. And we have olive green, purple, light orange, orange, and blue. And coming down here, the second one, there's a total of 16 colors here. So we have black, dark brown, and brown, and green, orchid, dark blue, white, pink, and light purple. So I'm going to use each one of these so we can see what they look like. I just thought about something. When we get these bottles, I'm shaking it up, and so we have the cellophane thingy here. Now sometimes there'll be a little left over where you can grab hold to it, but I have found that to be like not working for me. So what I do is I use my little toothpick or something that I can poke into it, and I just hold it and work my way around it that way, which then will pull that silver off, and then I use a paper towel just to pull the rest of it off before I put the little spigot thing on top of it. So I was thinking about that as I was sitting here doing that. I don't know about you guys, but every little bit of advice I can get to make my use of the resin easier, I'm willing to take, no matter how mundane it may seem. So that's how I opened it up. And I think I also said that there were 16. There are actually 18 dark colored UV resins here. So I'm going to finish putting the tops on these, and I'll be back. All right, so I went ahead and I had the UV dark colors lined up here so I can see them all. And we're going to play with this mold here. So I'm going to bring you in a little closer so you can see. All right. All right, so y'all know I have to start with purple. So we're going to start with the purple. Of course, shaking it up. Now, reading the instructions, it says that When you do this under a UV light, it's going to take 4 to 5 minutes for it to cure. Um, it's well, that's UV LED light, and under UV light, 3 to 4 minutes. If you're using just the sunlight on a sunny day, it's going to take 3 to 5 minutes. And if you are using the sunlight on a cloudy day, you're looking at 15 to 20 minutes for it to completely cure. This is supposed to be low odor, low shrinkage, and high transparency. So I think the high transparency is the thing we need to make sure we're really aware of. So and I look forward to seeing how all this is going to work out. So let's start. Okay, I'm just going to see how this works. This is all new to you, girl, too. Uh-oh. I'm scared to squirt. I'm scared to squirt too hard. So let me do it over here first. There we go. Okay, there it is. So, well, that's not good. Okay, here we go. Okay, see, this is going to, for what I'm trying to do, it is going to take a little getting used to. So I can make sure that it's neat. Okay. Alright. Don't like the fact that the bubbles come out like that. I'm sure it's something I'm doing. I'll figure it out. Okay. Alright, let's me get my tool here. Let's clean this up a little bit. So I just want that right along there. I see some areas I'm going to have to clean up before I continue on. Okay. Let me clean this up here. Now, to clean up this kind of a mess, I'm going to spray some alcohol onto my Q-tip here. And then I can run it along there. Yeah, see how cool that was? And it just picks that extra resin up that I overdid there. Ah, look at that, looks great. Okay, let's use my tool here. I'm going to clean it off too. I'll use my tool here just to make sure that I'm not letting any of that purple go there. All right, that's good. Now, I think what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure they don't mesh together, I'm going to go ahead and cure this just long enough so I can add another layer. So let me do that and I'll be back. All right, so I went ahead and added the purple into this other earring set. So now we're going to use the yellow. And each bottle has 20 grams. And I will tell you, it is low odor. So that is a good thing. Now, the thing I think is having to make sure that I'm allowing, like I've got them all sitting up right now, but I need to place each one of them actually in a warm water bath and then turn them upside down for a little bit in order for the air bubbles to move up. So that's why I'm having the issue with the air bubbles now. So just remember to do that. All right, so let's go into our next cavity here. And once you start squeezing, you can kind of let go and it will just basically fall into place for you. I'm going to turn this. Now, even though I'm getting that big bubble, they do kind of go away themselves. Um, of course, I have to come back and do a little cleanup. Cleanup is just spritzing some alcohol on my Q-tip here, and I'll rub the Q-tip between my fingers to make it pointed, and then that way I can clean up easily. See how simple that was? Okay, let's go down here, and I'm coming over to the side and squeezing, trying to make sure I don't have a bubble right there at the beginning. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, these bubbles are the only thing that are giving me a little grief here. But again, I'm sure it's because I haven't taken the time to give this a warm bath and allow it to sit upside down for a little bit. So I will have to take that under consideration. All right. Okay. So let me spread this out. And of course, I can use the alcohol in order to pop any bubbles that are remaining on the surface. I like the way that looks. That's cute. I like that. So like that bubble right there, you can just spritz that bubble. And there it goes. It is gone. Okay. So, oops, sorry guys. I'm sorry, I pulled it out of your line of view, didn't I? All right. So sorry about that. I'm back. All right. Now just smoothing things out, making sure that everything is evened out. Okay, so I can see here, looks like I've gone over a little bit, so I need to pull that up. Same way up here, I need to pull it up a little bit. And then using my scribe tool here, just get it back where it's supposed to be. Take your time doing it. This is, no, I say this probably in each video. This is your creation. Take your time. I know when I first started doing resin, I seemed like I was always rushing, you know, but because I'm using the UV resin, um, I don't have that curing time problem that fast curing time problem that you have if you're using like the two-part epoxy, because I think it has like a certain working time or something like that. Okay, all right, that's good. Now, I'm not going to use the yellow here. I'm going to use the olive green. Oops, there we go. I'm going to use the olive green there. Shaking up, shaky, shaky, shaky. Again, I'm coming over to the side over here just to make sure I don't have any air bubbles that are going to pop out. And we're going to do this right along here. And same thing here. And you have to control how hard you're pressing, because of course the harder you press, the more product will come out. And remember to recap after each use too, because you don't want things drying out on you. Okay. Alright. That's nice. I like this. Have you ever just like, for lack of a better term, your mojo just leaves and you're just kind of stuck. That's kind of the way I've been here. Right after the vendor show, I just kind of, I don't know if you want to call it lost my enthusiasm, but I don't know. I don't know. Something happened. But I'm back. I guess I just need to rest. My daughter and I were actually talking about it earlier today. She was saying she hadn't seen me in my craft room since okay, there we go. She hadn't seen me in my craft room since the vendor show. Yeah, the vendor show was a bit much. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and cure this layer. We'll be back to put on another layer. Okay, I just realized the mic wasn't on when I was talking to y'all. So this right here is a light purple, and I was just cleaning up around the sides here to make sure that's not overlapping. So that's what I'm doing here. It's just doing a cleanup right there because this particular section is not that wide. So we have to do some cleanup on that one. Do we want to use over here? How about green? We'll just use just a regular green. I wish they all flowed like that. Or maybe it's just me. It's probably me. Because this one was great. No bubbles. It just comes out just great. Okay. The green is nice. The green is very nice. I need to add a little bit more into that mold. I'm going to top it off with some clear resin, I think. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Think about that. Okay. All right. All right. Good deal. All right. Let's give it a spritz. Let's get this cured and we'll be back to add. We might have 2 more layers left. Oh, wait. I see something. So, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Light purple, light purple, light purple. There we go. See those? There's a spot there. That. There we go. Spot there didn't have anything in it. I guess I must have wiped it out. You know what, guys? I'm just going to do this with this because maybe that spot, I just don't think it's going to. Okay, I'm just gonna cover that whole thing up there. It's a little small for me, I guess. So, and then what I'll do is I can come back I can still see the one line, the little thin line underneath there. Okay, that works. Then what I can do, yeah, that'll work. Okay. Okay, so I decided to do something a little different. I've mixed some gold flakes, gold leaf flakes, into some clear resin. And I'm going to put that on this one here. And then I'm just going to put clear resin on this one here. So just to fill it up. Okay. Got a lot of bubbles in that, so we'll have to get those bubbles out of there. We'll let them rise up while we add our clear resin to this mold here. Okay. I'm gonna make sure we get it in all the crevices, making sure we don't want to cover up our little hole point there. Okay, same thing here. That way we can move our gold around where we want it to. And there are a lot of bubbles there, but we're going to use the alcohol spritz. Okay, and now we're going to put this in the curing machine. Now this is going to cure between, I'm going to let it cure for about 5 minutes. That way it gets all the other layers as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put some colors in this one here. I was getting ready to put these in the cure machine, but I want to let those bubbles rise up, especially right over here in the with the gold. That seems to be a lot, so we're gonna do this like this here. Okay, now I want to do something different. I want to mix another color in while it's still wet to see what happens. So let's add this blue right in the middle there. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Just like I think I believe that just like that. Cure that. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put this in the cure machine. I'll be back in a minute. And then you know what? Since I was taking my gloves off, and then I've got all this right here. So I'm just gonna pour this in here, just so it's not wasted. And I have enough for a couple of these here. This is how you can add if you've got one that has too much and you need some more for another one. You can easily use your crafting stick to move resin out of one mold into another. So it does help. Makes it a little easier. Like this one right here has a little bit much in it. And I've taken a little too much out of this one. So you can just dip it and bring it over. And of course, if you want to bring the gold or the flakes or whatever it is you have in there over as well, you can do that too. So I just wanted to go ahead and use the products that I had out already, uh, and so this is the thought process of me going ahead and making the rest of these guys. So okay, sweet. All right, let's go ahead and just spritz these as well. Okay. All right. Now we'll go back under the UV light. Okay, so everything has cured on the front and on the back. So now we're going to start popping these bad boys out. All right. Okay, I had to make sure everything was cured, so put it back under the light, so we're good to go. So let's start with these. Oh, look at that. I love the texture in that. Look at that. You see that? So pretty. Very nice. And here are these here. Oh, those are pretty too. I decided to stand up. That was the noise you heard me pushing my chair back. Okay. Oh, those are so nice. Oh, look at that. I mean, the thing I love about playing in resin is that you can be as intricate or as simple as you want to be. And then these guys will hang off of these here. I'm going to use those for these two. And then this I'm going to make, this is going to be earrings, and this is just going to be a pendant. Look at that. All right, so I'm going to put the hardware on it and I'll be back. All right, got all the hardware on. Now I realized when I was putting these together that these are just little bitty circles or studs. They've got the one hole here, no hole in the bottom, so they were not meant to attach the other earrings. So made those into their own little pretty gold dangling earrings there. So that's what I did with those. Then I love these. These are so nice because they can be worn two ways. Isn't that cute? I really do like this UV, this colored UV resin. I'd seen it. I've been seeing it for a while, but I just hadn't really thought about using it and decided to. So anyway, I really, really like these because these are just cute. They're just plain. They actually fit together, but they're really cute, which that gives me another idea. But anyway, those are cute. And then we have just the plain, what would we call these? Geometric type of earrings, just pretty gold ones. And then we have these, which I really love. These are kind of retro, I think. Just kind of reminds me of the movie theaters and stuff like that. But I did dome them on the back. So each one of them I did dome on the back. So there we have it. So that is my first attempt with these this colored UV resin, and the package that I got that I showed you in the beginning is this right here. I did order it off of Amazon. So that's it, guys. That's all for right now. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I'm going to go ahead and package these up, and I'll put pictures on the back end. Bye-bye. Okay, before I let y'all go, y'all know I can be a little slow sometimes. So these guys, although I did and can make it into an individual, just a dangling earring, it's probably meant just to be a stud. So I went ahead and I made the stud earring. So what I did was just dipped a little bit of resin on this, and then you use the UV light to adhere it, and then covered it with UV resin and cured that. So then it is very, very secure. So we'll just put these on the board here like I've done all the rest. And there you have it. Okay, now I'm gone for real. Bye, y'all. Thanks for watching.